Hey, this is your girl, Twala Cole, aka Sister Cole. All right, how are you guys doing today? All right, so I'm going to be doing some barbecue steak today, okay? So come along with me, but you know what I need you to do? I need you to subscribe to my page, click that bell, leave a comment, okay? Some of you guys are looking, at my videos, but you're not subscribing. I need you to subscribe, okay? All right, so let's get it. All right, so right here is my steak, and I have it in my good old trusty Dutch pot. And all of you guys know how I love a Dutch pot because, like I told you, some of you may know it as an iron pot. They are very good pots. These pots right here, I mean, it can take heat. It doesn't burn your meat. I just love it. I can't even speak that much about it. My pots are mad old, but guess what? They have stood the test of time, okay? So make sure that you wash off your meat, all right? I wash off my meat with my very clean hands, and and this is what I do. So you make sure you do it. I wash my meat off with vinegar and salt, sometimes lime, vinegar, and salt. Okay, so let's make it do what it do. Okay, these are the 3 dry seasonings I'm going to use. Some paprika, I'm going to use garlic powder, and I'm going to use some of this adobe, okay? Now, the paprika does not have any taste to it whatsoever, but I use it for color. All right, so let's get into it. All right, so I'm going to add some paprika inside of my pot, okay? And like I said, that's for the coloring. All right, I'm going to add some of the adobe all-purpose seasoning, and I'm going to put a nice generous amount. Notice, don't be scared with the seasoning, because by the time you get through cooking it, adding your water and all of that stuff, the seasoning will go down some. So that's why you be generous with it a little bit. Don't be scared, okay? And this right here is onion powder. Now, those of you who have watched my videos, you know that I love onion powder because I believe that the onion powder wakes up the food, all right? And I put a generous amount of the onion powder on there. Also, I didn't tell you guys at first, but I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper, okay? And like I said, with the black pepper, you put a nice little amount, but don't overkill because you don't want your black pepper to overpower. All right, I'm going to add like a half a cup of water. I mean, not a half a cup, about a cup. A cup of water to my meat. I don't want the meat to be drowning in water, but I want the meat to cook very slow. All right, in the water, steam kind of like in the water, okay? Because I want to get my beef, I want it to be nice and tender, okay? Not rubbery and not dried out and not hard, all right? You see how I did that? And I'm going to put it in the oven under 350, but I'm going to cover it up because when you cover it up, it allows the juices and the steam to really cook the meat, and it tenderizes the meat, okay? As you can see, I have put my good old Dutch pot and with my steak inside of the oven, and I am going to put it on for 350, and we're going to cook it for about 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm going to use some of this Sweet Baby Ray's honey barbecue sauce, and I'm going to take some of that and I'm going to put it over my steak. All right, I'm going to take the barbecue and I'm going to spread the barbecue on my steak, just like this. Okay, I'm going to spread it all over the steak, just so. Just so, just so. You see that? And I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to flip it over and then I'm going to do the same. All right, you guys see what I'm doing? I want to make sure that every piece of steak, every drip of this steak has the barbecue on it. You guys see what I'm doing? Every piece. Okay, so now I'm layering the steak. I'm putting it back. I put it back inside of the Dutch pot. I had drained out all the water, the gravy that the meat had made, right? So now I'm putting the beef back inside of the pot. And as you can see, I've covered each piece. Made sure that every piece, okay? Now what I'm doing is drizzling honey over top. Do you see that? Now I drizzled the honey over top. I'm going to use my spatula. I'm going to make sure every meat is covered with the honey. Every meat is covered with the honey. And then I'm going to layer more of my steak in this pot. You guys see? The honey. Put a little bit of the barbecue sauce. Squirt some of that over again. Squirt some of that over it again. Mix it. Make sure every piece of meat is covered. Okay, so this is what it looks like when the meat is put back in the pot. It's covered with the honey and the barbecue. Now I'm going to put it back in the oven. I'm going to let it stay in the oven about maybe 15 minutes. Guys, when I tell you that this dinner, that meat was so good, I'm telling you, it was delicious.